You're watching the Sports and Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. All right. So, in light of what happened last night during the one-sided ass kicking that took place between Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, in which Bud Crawford now has become undisputed in two weight classes. He's the only man to accomplish such feat, which undoubtedly makes him pound for pound number one. But I want to talk about this particular thing right here because in times of defeat, in times of sorrow, in times of trauma, in times where it's raining outside, who is going to stand with you? Who is going to be there when you're at your lowest point? Because, see, everybody wants to be a part of something great. When the winds is coming in and the money is flowing and the popularity is there, everybody wants to have a role in that. Everybody wants to have a part in that. People want to say that they're responsible for you getting to where you are. Salute to everybody in the building. 3,000 degrees, your suit night. Hey, man, I salute y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to donate to my channel, make sure you hit the Cash App, PayPal. Any and all donations are accepted and appreciated. And I want to thank everybody who has supported me in this journey that I'm on these YouTube streets. Your subscriptions, liking, sharing, it's greatly appreciated, and I do not take this for granted. I do not take what you do for me for granted. So I just want to throw that out there. Now back to this. In times like this, you will see who are your loyal fans. Because, see, when the money stops coming in, when there's no more attention, when there's no more publicity, right? The first time you lose a fight, people are so fickle, right? They're mediocre in their own life, but yet they'll sit up there and will trash Errol Spence. All of a sudden, now this man was a bum. All of a sudden, he's overrated. He was nothing more than a hype job. All that stuff's going to come out. People are so fickle. And if you are triggered by this video, you're probably the individual I'm talking about. Because, see, a lot of these fanboys out here act like hoes. They act like goddamn gold diggers, right? Get what you can out of them. And then when the well dries up, oh, well, I got mine. I'm going to go on to the next person and leech off of. This was a one-sided ass kicking. I don't see the need for a rematch, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens, whether or not they decide to do a rematch or whatever. But it was in the contract, so we'll see. But the purpose of this video is to address the fanboys, because you have, a lot of armchair um, boxing aficionados out there who is trying to make fights from their kitchen, or make fights from their living room, or make fights from their bedroom as they're jacking off the porn. Whatever the case may be. It's like they want to be fed their red meat. And then after the red meat's been fed, they're looking for more red meat. And to the person that cannot or will not provide them any more red meat, they will just go on to the next person that will that will satisfy their cravings or whatever like that. Who is going to stand with Errol Spence after that ass whooping he took last night? Because what should we what should be celebrated? What should really be celebrated? And in my opinion, what's up, y'all? I see y'all getting on. Terry, Dominique, my man Eric Johnson in the building. All y'all, man. And make sure y'all hit that like button too. Don't be cheap. The like button's free 99. Make sure you hit that like button and let's push this content. I want to know who is going to still stand with Errol Spence after what he took last night. Because I know there's a lot of fanboys and a lot of fangirls out there that turned on him after that fight last night. All of a sudden now he's a bum. All of a sudden now he ain't as good as he thought he was. All of a sudden now them belts were he was cherry picking his fights. They were going to nitpick every little nook and cranny to try to diminish what Errol Spence did going into that fight last night. Now, mind you, a lot of them picked Errol Spence to win last night, and they won, and they picked him to win in convincing fashion because what was the talk prior to the fight or leading up to it? What was the talk? What was the narrative that was out there? Oh, Terrence Crawford's out here bum bashing. Terrence Crawford ain't really fought nobody. Terrence Crawford don't want to fight the best people. This is going to be a domination on Errol Spence's part. Man, Terrence Crawford don't know what he getting himself into. And there's a lot of critics that got shut up last night. There was a lot of critics last night that were made to eat the crow. There was a lot of critics last night that got eggs on their faces right now. It was a one-sided ass whooping last night. So who's going to stay with Errol Spence and who's going to jump off the dick and hop onto another dick like you some prostitute trying to get your fix in? Now, to the dudes who ride with Errol Spence through thick and thin, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking to you. You guys is good in my opinion, or in my book. If you ride with Errol Spence after that ass whooping he took last night, I'm not talking about you. But if you that individual that looking for their next come up, that looking for their next fix to be satisfied, you're the person I'm talking about. And as boxing fans, we need to, or fans of a sport, we need to stop this glorification of an athlete. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back to basketball because a lot of you LeBron James dick licks out there fit this qualification right now. You guys are nothing but a bunch of goddamn prostitutes, simps, hoes, and sluts. That you will sit up here and suck the proverbial dick of an athlete that you don't know, that don't know you, much less care about you. We are to look at these things for what it is. These guys get paid a lot of money to compete in the sport that they love to do, that they grew up training hours on end, running those miles, punching those bags, getting involved in sparring sessions and stuff like that. You ain't never done that. So who's going to jump off Errol Spence's bandwagon now because he took that loss last night? I just want to know. Because A lot of people on social media expose themselves to be what they are, and not but a bunch of prostitutes, sluts, hoes, and skanks. Because the minute Errol Spence lost that fight last night, you hear all this shit talking. He's a bum. Oh man, that 28 no man. Oh man, man. Well, we gotta look at who he fought now. So we just gonna just disregard the 28 no, right? And if you come on there, hit the like button too. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. The like button's free 99. Get them likes up. Don't just listen to me talk. Hit the like button because what I'm telling is the raw, unadulterated truth right now. There's a lot of people out there that can't handle the truth. They can't handle the fact that Errol Spence lost last night, and all of a sudden now they're going to talk all kinds of shit about him. And if you look at some of the tweets, some of the TikTok videos that's out about Errol Spence right now, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't know what they call them now. Tweets, X's, X-rated clips. I don't know what the fuck they call it now. All I know is Elon Musk or unimaginative ass. Oh, instead of calling it Twitter now, we're gonna call it X. What? Anyway, the fact of the matter is, Errol Spence did not make any excuses last night. When I looked at his post-fight press conference, he took it on the chin, literally and figuratively. He made no excuses about why he lost. So you got to give props to Errol Spence. So if the man himself, if if the information come out of the horse's mouth, then I don't need no horse's ass going on social media trying to make excuses for him. If the information came right out of the horse's mouth, then I don't need no horse's ass to run their mouth making excuses for Errol Spence or trashing Errol Spence or making Errol Spence out to be less than who he was and who he is. Because at the end of the day, the man is still a champion. He may not have the belts, but this man held 3 different belts from 3 different, with the WBO, the IBF, and the WBA, I think. So the man held 3 belts. So don't trash him all of a sudden. Now he lost. He took his first loss, and he got knocked down for the first 3 times in his career. It happens. When you're in combat, it happens. That goes to show you that a lot of people have not gotten involved in fights before. When you're in hand-to-hand combat, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And just when you think you're the baddest man on the block, there's somebody out there that's willing to put that to the test. Now, there's a lot of rumors going around, a lot of speculation going around that Terence Crawford's next fight might be against Charlo at 154. So we just have to see what happens with that. And whether or not that's going to come into fruition or that's just not more than a pipe dream. But yeah, man, when I, look around the internet and I see these guys trashing Errol Spence, and man, that shit was crazy last night, bro. That shit was crazy last night, even into this morning. Now, some people came out and admitted that, they were wrong about the assessment. And they was wrong about how the fight was going to go down, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So those guys would be commended for it, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people out there, Their conduct is unbecoming and unacceptable. Trashing that man that when he took his first L last night. Mm-mm-mm. So who gonna still stand with Errol Spence? That's the question I got. Because see, this is Sunday. This is Sunday. We going to church today. And the Lord is watching you. Who is going to stand with Errol Spence after what he took last night? Because this man, in my opinion, is still a great fighter. He's still a great fighter. And nobody has no right to trash Errol Spence after what happened last night. He took a loss. He took a loss. It's times in life that you learn through failure. But we're in this society now to where if you fail at something, then you get looked down upon. That you're a bum. That, oh man, this guy ain't gonna mount to nothing, or this girl ain't shit. Some of your most successful people in life have failed at one point or another. Hell, look at baseball. Your best hitters have struck out at one point or another. Your best hitters have gone through slumps. In football, your best wide receivers has dropped passes before, have ran the wrong route, have committed offensive pass interference. Your best quarterback has missed throws. Your best quarterback has fumbled the ball trying to scramble from defenses and all that. Your best players have stumbled at one point or another. Your best basketball players have gotten eliminated in the playoffs or had lost crucial games or have missed game-winning jump shots or have missed assignments on defense or whatever. Your best players are going to have that happen. And then I always say this: you guys are there being some butt boys, fanboy, fangirl type shit, but you don't know these people. And these people don't know you. And if you call yourself trying to approach them, more often than not, you're going to get tackled by their security. Ask Britney Spears. She thought her white privilege of status was going to get her access to an NBA player, and that security guard let her know what time it was. So if Britney Spears can't get access to a prominent player, what makes you think you gonna get access? You won't even get close. So why y'all here sucking the proverbial dick of a person, and then when that person takes a loss or that person loses everything, now all of a sudden now you want to jump off the gravy train and leech on to somebody else. Now the hype is around Jerron Boots Ennis. Now you got these people out here who jumping off Errol Spence's dick and hopping on the dick of Jerron Boots Ennis saying, man, oh man, Jerron Boots Ennis, man. Jerron Boots Ennis gonna beat Errol Spence. Man, you saw what happened last night, man. That'll be easy work for Jerron Boots Ennis. Because that's the name that's floating around now. I saw him fight in DC back in January, and needless to say, he was very unimpressive in that fight. He is very unimpressive in that fight. Now, credit to him, he bounced back in a big way a couple weeks ago. But watch, all these guys out here bigging up Jerron Boots Ennis, the minute he takes a loss, watch how quick they jump off of him and go on to somebody else. Another name that's being floated around, Shakur Stevenson, out of New Jersey, right? His name is starting to enter the limelight as far as like the next great boxing star. All these guys ain't running in my butt, Shakur Stevenson, right? All these guys running their mouth about Jerron Boots Ennis. As soon as they take a loss, watch what happens. Watch what happens. These boxing fans are some of the most fickle people out here. Now I know I don't put out a whole bunch of boxing content and stuff like that, but that don't mean I don't see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? My ears to the basketball streets. And then you see Caleb Plant smack the shit out one of the Charlo brothers. I think it's Jamal that got smacked like that during the weigh-in on Friday between Spence and Crawford, right? That going viral on the internet. And what people doing? People calling Jamal Charlo a bitch. Oh man, you let that white boy do you like that? And then you have Stephen Fulton go over to Japan and he get mollywopped by Monster Inoue. Now people are jumping off the Stephen Fulton bandwagon. So some of these boxing fans ain't no different than some of these hoes out here who be out here gold digging, in my opinion. So some of you guys need to reevaluate some shit. If you ask me. Some of you guys out there that's talking this bullshit, y'all need to reevaluate some shit. Cause that right there, all that stuff that's going around on social media was disgusting. That was disgusting. But tell me what you think in the comments. I'm gonna get me something to eat, man. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Did a nice little workout and shit. This is Sunday. You know, I thank the Lord up above for providing me this gift of gab on the microphone to spout my information and provide me another avenue and another opportunity to grace you with my presence in another video. If you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. Errol Spence, I know you're going to come back. I know you're going to come back, and you're going to come back stronger. You're going to come back faster. You're going to come back more meticulous or meticulous. Because there's moments like this where your true character gets revealed. And I think that, you know, with that spirit, that fighting spirit that Errol Spence possessed, I think he's going to come back. He's going to come back a much more disciplined, meticulous, and more skilled fighter. Shouts out to the Lions Den boxing community. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!